From the Academy, literally the Academy. We are back and operational again. F&I schools, we're back in dealerships doing training work, working with salespeople, sales managers, F&I people, obviously. So, you need some tune up, give us a ring. You got new salespeople that have been hired on, or they need a new tune up after the whole COVID deal and your dealership's getting operational. Reach out to us here at the Academy. You can contact us through Facebook or any of the other places off the website. We're more than welcome to come out and work with you. So we have a lot of accounts that we do sales training, sales management, obviously F&I training and F&I development in. And so we were able to finally get back into the stores, and we were 2 months, 8 to 10 weeks plus that where we weren't able to get into any of the stores. And we saw some world record F&I numbers going on. And all of our training and development work was all being done on Zoom or on Fuse and making phone calls. And myself and the entire team here at the Academy, that's what we've been doing for a few months now. Well, we saw some world record F&I numbers, and all of a sudden we saw some of these stores really drop off. Well, we finally were able to get back into the stores to get face to face with, face to face is somewhat general. We got this face to face, and when we walked in, we got the new normal that we have to make sure that we still not normal. But we finally were able to get back into the stores, talk directly to the F&I people, start looking through deals. One of the services that we provide when we're doing F&I training in a dealership and development work is that we'll do deal audits, and we will audit deals, and we're looking for everything from compliance to legalities to processes. And we go into a store, and all of a sudden we're noticing things like there's no menus. Then we get into another group of stores, and there were some menus, but they really weren't being used. And all of a sudden we started seeing some patterns in some of these stores, not affiliated stores. That's the other thing. And it was like, well, you ran these world record F&I numbers in May. In June, it really, it was pretty average. What's going on? Well, all of a sudden, the process that they've been using virtually has disappeared. Why aren't you using a menu? And it was, well, back in May, people were always in a rush. So as opposed to a menu, I was doing like an accept decline form. And I sold some products off of it, and I ran really good numbers. So they just ditched the menu altogether. Well, now we're back in where people are coming in and buying cars. They're not panic buying. And all of a sudden, the numbers are starting to drop. I was sitting with a business manager, and he's sitting there writing, and he had a pen, just a regular old pen. I go, well, wait a second, where's your business manager pen? He goes, well, I'm using this one now. I'm like, no, where's your business manager pen? You need your business manager pen. You need to be able to do this. He goes to looking at his cup of pens and things, and sure enough, he doesn't have one. Luckily I had one of the Academy pens, and I gave it to him to get back on track. He actually called me that night and says, "Man, I'm glad I got my pen back. All of a sudden, I'm selling some more products." I know that we have dealerships that are just now starting to open up around the country. Some of you really weren't impacted that your dealerships had to close down. But this is a good time to reevaluate what you're doing. Go back to center. In F&I, it's a process, it's a sequence. And when you stick to your process and your sequence that you learn, you memorized, it will always hold true. You will always run better numbers. But as a salesperson, a really top performing salesperson, they know how to somewhat circumnavigate the process and how to kind of put the sales manager together and kind of how to put the customers together, and they can circumvent the system, and that works very well in sales, but not in F&I. I know you adapt, overcome, and improvise. In this one time you had somebody who turned you off, and you just went to an accept decline form and you sold some products. Ooh, but that's not your process. That's something that you adapted to that one time. Okay, you lost your business manager pen, and so you started using this when you didn't see any numbers or you didn't see any real big effects, but then you look at the long term and your effects went down. The warranty overview is not being done at near the detail you were doing it because you've been rushing. Because you know what? We've had a lot of weird things happen. We had COVID hit We had lockdowns. Again, some of your stores, you were completely shut down. All of our friends up there in New York, Massachusetts that we work with, so glad you guys are finally back open. We were doing all types of training all on Zoom and on Fuse, and I'm looking at 30 people at a group, and they're all sitting at home. I'm glad you're back at the store. You're earning some money. Don't get into panic F&I. Panic F&I is an ultimate failure where you're trying to rush through some things. But we're getting back to business. Things are starting to turn on. This has become a lot more sociably acceptable, where we at the dealerships are comfortable with it. The customers are walking in with it, and we're starting to feel comfortable doing things, or with a screen in front of us, or whatever the case may be. But we ran these great numbers in May because we had a lot of people just were excited to go out and buy a car, and all of a sudden the products made more sense to them. Well, you know what? The products can still make sense. Go back to your process. Go pull out your F&I book. You came to the Academy schools, awesome. If you didn't, you went to another one, pull out that book. Go back through, start reading through your book. Look through what you're supposed to be doing, the sequence of events, the paperwork you're supposed to do, the words you're supposed to say, the sequence. Go back to center. In F&I, we have to stick with our sequence. We have to stick with the process that works. Yeah, adapt, overcome, and improvise, and do something different when that is the right time to do it. And good professional business managers know when to kind of offshoot. But the next deal, you have to come back. Always come back to center. This is a great time to do it. We're starting to get busy in the stores. You just came off of a big holiday weekend. But I'm begging you, from an F&I professional standpoint, go back to center. Find your book, find your information, call your mentor, call us here, shoot us call me, call whoever you need to, and do whatever you need to do. We get knocked down, we get up again. Chumbawamba? Something like that? Anyhow, don't let what has happened in the past affect you going forward. You might have made a change. Get back to center. Go back to your process. Go back to the things that may have made you successful the entire time, and don't let the situation and get into panic F&I. And more people are coming in because we're starting to get busy in the stores. We're seeing it all around the country. They're starting to get busy. So go back to center. Put your process pieces back together. This is a great time to do it and reevaluate your F&I process. Go back, read your book. You need some additional help. Your salespeople need some tuning up. Feel free to contact us here at the Academy. It's all about you. We've done a lot of social media and a lot of videos out there so we can do remotes and teaching people how to do a remote F&I transaction. That's what we do here at the Academy. We help dealerships, dealer groups, individual F&I people sell more products, sell more vehicles in a good, legal, ethical, moral way. And we're always here for you. All you have to do is reach out. For everyone here at the Academy, I am Tony D, and we will see you soon.